Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to your life purpose and career reading for the year 21. So, this is going to cover some maybe career opportunities. If you've been thinking of changing career, it's a reading to get you inspired and maybe consider certain options for yourself. Maybe some of you are still in the same career path and looking to explore other work or maybe even bring in a hobby into the picture. So, just be open minded, whatever messages um, I send to you at this moment. And also to let you know uh, what your life purpose is and your career path. It doesn't necessarily mean you will be getting paid for something you're meant to experience in the coming year or maybe afterwards, right? So you could do something part time, you could do something in a volunteer basis. Okay, so just keep an open mind with the reading. So I've already shuffled the cards. I have a few decks I'm working with, so we'll get right into it. So here we go. Your first card here, let me just fix it a little bit. Okay, so you have leadership, and it says here, take charge of this situation. So I sense that some of you, maybe you've been feeling, many of us actually have been feeling a little bit trapped with the external circumstances. You might feel that you're not able to move forward or you just feel stuck. Okay, so I'm getting a feeling that a lot of you are feeling stuck where you currently are. Maybe a lot of you, it could be a fear. Maybe you're in a specific work situation and maybe you don't like that situation and you were thinking to leave, and then this whole pandemic happened and everyone now is scaring you, saying, you're lucky you have a job and just stay where you are. So I feel like some of you are getting that kind of advice from people. And this could be maybe specifically for someone out there. If you were dreaming of doing something and finding new work, I feel like if you look while you're in your current position, don't be afraid that you're not going to find. I feel like you will find something. So please have hope. And it's saying for you to take charge of the situation and not to give power to external forces. Okay, you do have the power to change the situation. And let's say you're not able to do something right now. This is saying to maybe focus on what you can control in your life. Okay, so if you want to rebrand yourself, take a look at your social media, maybe your LinkedIn, maybe your resume, and throw out some things. Clean the space, right? Take out whatever is irrelevant from your resume and start putting a focus on what you want to attract. So start prepping yourself up. Start, rebranding yourself in some way. That's something you have in control of, right? And then when the opportunity comes, you'll be ready. Okay, so I also see some of you, maybe you're interested. I'm seeing like a uniform here, military. Some of you might even be interested to join the forces or go into a field where it's serving and protecting others. Okay, and that's it could be like with police or army or something like that. But it could even be protecting those underprivileged or more vulnerable, and just kind of sticking up for those who don't have a voice. Okay, and you could even be doing that in your community in some way, maybe for your friends. So that's something you're going to be called to take a stand in the coming year and be a person of great leadership, okay, where other people will get inspired from and will follow. So it's saying you do have these leadership abilities, and if you've been thinking of supervising or management, this is definitely a sign for you to progress and move forward in your career path. Let's see what else is here. And, don't be afraid because I'm seeing your angels are very close to you. So have faith that, you will be guided every step of the way in whatever it is that, that's in your heart. Okay. So that's part of those messages I'm getting here. Wow, look at this. Okay, so some of you, I feel maybe you want to take leadership and do something, bring about an artistic quality you have or a hobby. So this is saying engaging in artistic activities is beneficial to your career and every other area of your life. Just gonna move that down there. Um, Yeah, right from the picture here, I could see maybe some of you are interested in painting right off the bat. Okay, so there's your sign if you've been thinking about, should I get into that more? And there's a lot of quiet time now, right? So why not explore some hobbies and tap into that energy, that creation energy? We've been living in a world that's been go, 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 taking action all the time. Now is the time to reflect and really bring out those hidden treasures that many of us have inside of us. Okay, um, so let's see what else is here. So don't only think of an artist as someone that's like, dancer, singing, painter. Oh, one sec, guys. Always outside. Okay, that's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Little disturbance. Okay, there's just people talking. Okay, that's better. So don't only think of a career path of being the artistic kind where you're, it's just like a dancer, or painter, or singer, or something like maybe creating some form of structure or art form, right? Think of it as like an egg and a creative idea that you're bringing forward into the world. Okay, it's something new, it's something someone hasn't maybe done before. It's taking the path less traveled. Okay, so that's what it is being an artist. It could even be creating a computer app, right? Like anything like that. So where do you feel you have that artist inside of you? So it's asking for you to explore that and start brainstorming and bringing that out. Okay, so it's doing things that the conventional way it's not applying here for you. Okay, so this is people that are doing unique things and working with of their skills. Okay, so something 9 to 5 every day routine for some of you that might be really boring. You want to create a new tapestry for yourself, get a new canvas, and start creating that new lifestyle that you're craving for. Follow that guidance if that's what you're feeling here. All right, so next you have sensitivity. So it's saying you're becoming more sensitive and need to make changes accordingly. So for some of you right off the bat, I'm feeling where you are right now, and this doesn't have to be for work, guys. It could be even in your home, it could be in your town, in your city where you're living. Like I feel like some of you are picking up energy around you and you're becoming really sensitive, and I feel like that's causing more conflict inside of you. Like you might be feeling, it could be with team members in a work environment, that you feel like everything bothers you or you're getting angry more easily or irritated. So please pay attention to those nudges that your body is giving you. Okay. um a lot of people in this world, they view anger or maybe envy like as negative things, and they should be suppressed, and you shouldn't be angry, you should always be happy. That's what, like, it's emphasized in our culture, especially North American. So your feelings, they should be respected, whatever feelings that come about you. Okay, so if anger is there, that's a sign that your soul is telling you something isn't going well and in alignment with your soul, and change needs to happen. So you need to use whatever pain, anger, even envy, whatever you're experiencing, look into that and ask the question, I wonder why that's there. What's causing that feeling inside of me? What's happening maybe in mind, maybe in environment for me to feel that way? Because there's something that you're sacrificing, and somewhere your needs aren't being met. That's usually what the issue is. So ask yourself, where are needs being met in this situation? So yeah, again, it could be with a life partner, it could be in a work environment, it could be really in like the town you live. Maybe you're just feeling a lot of anger and anxiety around you, and you're like, I need to leave. Like you need to like go somewhere where there's more solitude and more peace. Okay, so please pay attention to this sensitivity that's you know taken over, because you're becoming more sensitive, and that's a good thing because spirit is trying to speak to you so it can line you up in the work or the life you're meant to live. Okay. All right, so let's see here. I'll put that right over here. So you have time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So you're facing a crossroad of you, and you're wondering, okay, you might have like two directions, three directions. You're trying to pick between two or three things. Take that decision, okay? So you're going to have to take a risk, I feel, for some of you that are, I feel like if you studied a lot, a situation, um, and it's just been reworking in your mind. It's saying, it's time to decide, or else it's just going to continue the same thing that's been happening. So pick a path that you feel stands out to you most, and I'm seeing here that stands out to you most in your heart. And you'll be surprised because a lot of people's successes haven't happened a lot of the time from thinking logically. It's usually from following their intuition and their heart. Okay. So choose a path where you feel you will be more emotionally abundant. And I feel, the money I'm seeing here, finances will circulate once you pick something that's connected to your heart. That's what I'm seeing here. Maybe some of you, you're really good at dissecting numbers, dealing with paperwork and numbers, or just it could even be like numerology or something. Maybe you're interested in that. But some of you are really good with numbers and like analyzing trends, statistics, information. So if you have that detail orientedness and that analytical brain, you're like constantly like picking at certain things, then maybe explore a career that has to do with numbers and analyzing stats or numbers in some way. Okay, definitely. It is time to decide, and I'm feeling some of you might be stuck because you're feeling, well, what if I miss out on something else if I don't take that path? That's the thing. Any path you take in life, there's going to be blessings and there's going to be challenges. Okay. So, any of the paths you choose, we're never perfect as humans. We're always growing. There's going to be some curveball eventually. So, nowhere place or work or whatever is going to be perfect. There's always going to be some challenge because through challenges we grow, right? So, don't be afraid of that. Just take a risk with whatever feels strongly for you, and everything will be fine. Okay. And maybe you could go back to something after, or try both at the same time, if that makes sense for some of you. All right. So the next card here, trust your feelings and dreams to guide you on your career path. Yeah. So, whatever nudges you get, if you're pulled towards a certain work or pulled towards a certain direction or lifestyle or maybe a person, um, maybe a person isn't going to give you a job that you're talking to, you go out for coffee, but maybe that person that crosses your path, they'll give you some advice that you never thought about. And, it ends up inspiring you. So don't feel like, there's no reason for certain people like in your life, or people that you cross paths with. It could be someone at the grocery store. It doesn't matter, right? So your angels will send you people through your dreams, even to like your spirit guides, to channel information to you. So please make sure that you are getting a good night's sleep. um so pay attention, because your dreams also have some clues on certain things that you might be doing in the future, that your subconscious is guiding you. Okay. Some of you, I feel, maybe, you're interested to explore mediumship. Okay. In the crystal ball, some of you have clairvoyant abilities, so you could be psychic. So, maybe you're interested to help others to move forward and bring out their own potential in the world. So that's something there. That's a guidance for you to keep going, to move forward with this. Don't neglect that, even though you might feel hesitant maybe from what others are saying around you, right? So I would start on that if that's something that's calling to you. Again, a lot of you have the ability to see the bigger picture, maybe even globally, to see what's going on. I feel like you have the ability to take a situation where maybe people are like confused in the nitty gritty and details, and see the big picture, or analyze something. Okay, I'm getting that again. With the analyzing. So taking like a paper, looking at the world in some way, taking like a group of people or community and like focusing in on that and helping maybe a specific group of people. That's what I'm getting. It could even be the environment, guys. Like this is also looking to me as the globe or the world or something. Okay, so um, I feel like you have a lot of wisdom in some area, and maybe you could help in some way, use that experience or challenge you've been through to help others that maybe are going through the same that you've been through, and you're just kind of targeting maybe where you want to go in the world, where your skills are more needed. Okay, so this could even have to do with some travel and just literally like you're like holding the world in your hands there, and you're trying to pick where do you want to go. Could even be a new location change. Okay, guys, so trust your gut, trust your feelings. That's going to guide you moving forward. If you feel, how you can tell if something's for you, if you feel like you're kind of rejecting that idea and you're delaying it, maybe that's not for you. But if you feel you want to jump on something, you're getting those butterflies, that's a good sign, right? So that means you're pulled towards that. Okay, take some time in nature to disconnect too, because with all the noise around us, it could be too much around you, bombarding of energy and noise from the news, from people just like worrying. So take some time off in nature, take a walk, and just clear your mind to just really get the new ideas flowing and have your angels speak to you better. Okay, guys, so let's get now into your finance message. So, what message do the angels have? Um, okay, so this is saying here, I don't know if some of you could see it, but it's saying attracting, not chasing. Get rid of that. So that's what's going to help you attract more abundance and ideas to increase the money, okay, coming in for you or your dream. So anything that's done with desperation, it's saying it's basically going to shoo it away. That's just the law of the universe. When you're chasing someone, they don't approach you or they're like running from you in some way, right? People and the universe just senses desperation. So when you're desperate, you're sending off signals of like stress and anxiety, and people naturally don't gravitate towards more of that. Even if people are anxious themselves, they'll probably gravitate and find someone that has more balance and peace, right? So anxiety doesn't usually like to go after more anxiety. It seeks for peace to feed off it and get more balance, right? So I feel like whatever you want to do, maybe you're not totally confident yet to make it full time or survive from that. I feel like don't just let go of something to focus just on that creative dream, because I feel like if you're not feel like you're not ready and you don't have the clients yet, you're going to give off that desperate energy. Okay, so you could still work towards your dream in your current work, whatever you're doing, and slowly building up and making time for your dream and attracting the proper clients, or uh, getting to that point where you're comfortable to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to leave other work because this is getting a little too much now and I need to drop something in order to succeed fully in one thing. Okay, so just remember that energy of attracting, not chasing. And I'll read to you what it says here. There's a little bit of a glare, sorry about that. It says anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Okay, so this is telling you to be in an energy of patience, of love, and really believing that whatever you're meant to do, it's going to guide you there. And where you are right now, you're still meant to be there, but knowing that change will come eventually, and the opportunity will come when you feel confident. So you could say a prayer to the universe if you want. You could say, please, spirit guides, or God, whoever you feel confident praying to, please allow this transition of mine towards working on a dream to happen as smooth as possible, where I feel confident and secure to move forward. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you craft your prayer, but you could say it in a way that's good for you. Um, yeah, and you could even start, instead of like complaining and putting yourself in that lack energy, you could start talking about and writing down what is you're grateful for, right? So even though a lot of us are in a mess of a situation right now, I'm sure if you're looking at this reading today, there are things you are grateful for. For example, maybe the food you ate, the good night's sleep you got. Okay, so your bed, just honestly, it's simple things. Maybe like a parent or a friend that's near you, someone you could talk to or lean to for help. That kind neighbor that always gives you like food or something. I don't know. But the warm sweater that you have, like in the cold weather, if you are in cold weather. Okay, so stuff like that. All right, there is something to be grateful for. It could be a pet in your life. So just focus on that, on the love, and you will, I feel, attract are beautiful things. Okay, so you have these are, I'm going to tell you the skills now that you could be using in the world. So maybe some of you will get inspired, but you have an enterprising skill, which is the skill of the entrepreneur to open doors. Okay, so you have the opening doors card. So you're meant to do something different, some of you, something that no one has done before. So please take this as a sign, as a to take that leap of faith, okay, and believe in your dreams. But I also feel there's going to be doors opening for you, okay. Once you release any stress, energy, and focus on what you do want instead of what you don't want. Okay, start looking in ways to change your life and take a step forward, especially if you're in like a really toxic situation and because you're very sensitive. Okay, but overall, once you set that intention that something new will come, you will start seeing synchronicity. And a person might tell you about an opportunity, you might see something online. So please have that positive perspective that you will attract something wonderful if you just hold that in your mind. Okay, yeah, you have another entrepreneur skill, guys, exploring the way. So maybe there's really something that someone hasn't done ever before, and you're actually meant to do this for the first time. You might not know how you're going to go about it, but I do feel that you're going to learn every step. So if it's like to make a website, for example, you'll open up a page where you're starting to create it. Then you might want some ideas how to brand yourself, and then you might search, okay, how to find ways to find your own brand, or search something online where it's going to help teach you something like on YouTube, right? So you're exploring the way. You might not have all the answers right now, but don't let that hold you back, because no one's ever perfect doing something. Everyone's always growing and learning. So don't feel that, you have to take that extra class or you have to read that extra book in order to master something. No, you could start and just slowly but surely you will find the way. Okay. So I'm seeing like you're digging. People that dig to find gold, that have always done that, they just had faith that they'll hit something, right? And they just keep paving the way, and have faith that you will hit your abundance if it's something you really believe in. Yeah, so you have a realistic skill. It's solving problems. So, I mean, that could be anything, but you're really good at, again, looking at the whole of a situation and being like a mediator. So, this could be like a counselor where you're in between people trying to solve their problems. Could be something like marriage counseling. It could even be like a tech issue, like going from company to company or home to home to fix people's problems. It could be a technical issue, like a plumbing thing. So some of you might be really handy that you could be, maybe you're thinking of even having your own business for that, where it's like helping someone solve something. It could be like a number, like you're cracking the code to something, right? But a lot of you have this skill where you're able to see the big picture or the nitty gritty and just break down information and solve an issue. Okay, so please feel free to, guys, to write down whatever you feel you got inspired by, maybe a career path I didn't mention or a job. Feel free to write it to in the comments, because everyone watching the video learns as well. Okay, so I mean, I don't know every career path, so we could all help each other out here. Okay, guys, so this is the third enterprising skill that you're getting. It's empowering others. All right. So you have three. You're the only one out of all the signs. Honestly, you're meant for some sort of your own business or entrepreneurship. So for those that have that in their brain, like that's gonna call you, it's gonna be really obvious for you, and you're gonna feel like a heat in your heart and butterflies. For those of you that felt nothing for me saying anything about entrepreneurship, this isn't for you. Okay, so keep in mind, yeah, not everything's going to resonate, uh, but you want to do something, create some sort of business where you're helping bring out the skills in others, or helping others empower themselves to move forward what they want to do. Okay, so you're kind of placing that fire, that light in others. So you're like the leader in whatever you want to serve, either if it's selling a product or a service. You want to attract others and to help them believe in what you're helping them, the inspiration you're sending out, or whatever it is that you're selling. Okay, so that's very important for you. You're bringing out this potential, I feel, in others. Okay, so let's get some keywords that you have regarding your workplace and your life purpose. So these are cards that I made. You can find them on my Etsy page. Or if you want to get your own reading, guys, feel free. Since this is a general, you could buy a life purpose and career reading on the Etsy page. So you'll find the info below. So these are workplace keyword cards, and I'm going to just throw some for you so you could see them. Okay, so the first message you have is listen. So your 21 year, it will involve a lot of, observing and listening a little more than acting for some of you. Okay, so pay attention, listen to your spirit guides, listen to maybe someone or some advice someone has to say. Obviously, if the advice brings you down and depletes your energy, that's toxic. Okay, so please avoid like people who bring down your energy or crush your dreams. All right, if you feel, if someone's giving you constructive like criticism, right, and you feel this person, you respect their opinion and they might know what they're talking about, then yeah, sure, like listen to what they have to say, and you make your own choice afterwards, but you could be open to hear what they have to say if they're more experienced somewhere. But you could even be in a field, especially if it has to do with like coaching or helping others, where you will be using a lot more listening skills. Okay, look at here, guys, you have vacation. So hey, some of you in 21, you might actually get to take that vacation. So you've been waiting in 20 and you're like, when am I going to leave? So I feel like some of you have been so tired because Sagittarius, you are the travel sign. You do love your trips, and even if it's not trips like going abroad, you're an explorer at heart. You like to maybe explore your town, take a little time off in your own space to work on your hobbies. Okay, so you will be granted a vacation in one where you could take some time off and think and reflect. Okay, and if if you haven't taken one in a long time, this is really saying you've been working too hard, and to really take some time to refresh your mind and your body and soul. Okay, some of you might even be thinking of, if you love travel and all that, you could even think of doing something where it has to do with travel. Okay, so you could even be thinking of making your own travel company, or your uh, in the areas of people's vacations, or people's vacations, even like retreats or escaping somewhere to have peace of mind. Okay, could be in your hometown, it could be uptown, it could be abroad. So you choose. Um, Organize. Yeah, I'm going to put these together. So you have prioritize and you have organize, right? So this is saying whatever it is you want to move forward with. I feel like a lot of you, if you have a lot of clutter, guys, around you, make sure you organize and clear the energy in your space in order to get new, fresh ideas and just get the energy flowing. For a lot of you, you are a very organized person, and I feel like you will be using more organizational skills. So, I mean, any jobs that come up with this, it could be like a room or uh, decor, like designer, where you're organizing, maybe even a store, maybe a household, maybe you're thinking of organizing something to sell. Okay, so that's popping up. It could even be that you're organizing some sort of paperwork. I don't know, some of you, maybe I just heard professional organizer. uh, that's coming up. So, but this is also saying to organize and prioritize what you want to work on. So, if you have a bunch of ideas and you're scrambled, for some of you listening, this is saying to write from 1 to 10 what you want to accomplish in the coming year, and pick that. If it's too much and you feel like you're just going to drop stuff and you're not sure, you're confused what to start with, pick the top 3 that you feel are the most priority right now. Okay, this is a great skill. I've tried it before and it really works, guys, like especially if you're confused what job or career path to take. We change career paths, like they say, 7 times someone changes in their lifetime. So don't feel you'll miss something out. Like tell yourself, okay, what do I want to be for anyone? Let me just focus on that. And write down, like if you had different career paths in your lifetime, what would they be, right? And pick the top 3, or the first one that comes to mind that you want to at least work on right now in the energy you're in now and with what skills you already have. Okay, and then you could focus on expanding or doing something different. So pick something that's the most important right now. That's what I feel like. Uh, and for those of you also scrambled and stressing out a little too much in your work, it's saying tackle things day by day. Okay, do the most important things that you could do later, they could wait. And that's going to bring you the most success moving forward to prioritize. Okay. So I'm going to end the reading an affirmation card. So I really hope, guys, you resonated. There's honestly a lot of different energy here, but what I picked up, the biggest energy for a lot of you, is a lot of you are very sensitive, very intuitive, clairvoyant, and I feel like there's something you're thinking and feeling of moving forward independently. So that's coming really strongly for me. And I feel like you do have the skills to move forward and you are strong enough to tackle this, whatever it is. Okay. So I have an affirmation message for you. You could take this and write it down, put it on your fridge, or say it out loud. Okay. So I'm going to read it to you. It says here, as I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others. So that's something that has to do with forgiveness. That's interesting. When I make a mistake, I realize that it is only a part of the learning process. Yeah, so guys, I feel like maybe a lot of you are hard on yourself. It's really saying, oh God, I'm sorry about the glare. It's really saying whatever you did in the past, maybe you're like, I should have done that back then. What am I going to do now? And I feel like some of you are in a complaining mood. Just whatever mistakes you made, the past is the past. Don't give power to the past by bringing it into your future. Because the more you're in the past and thinking about the past and you're moving forward into your future, you're just carrying that energy into your future. So, learn from it, pretend it didn't, not pretend it didn't happen, but you can't really do anything about it. That's the thing, right? You could only learn from the past. And also I feel like if you're hard on yourself, like maybe you're making mistakes along the way, you feel that you're being challenged with something in your work or doing something independently, that's okay. You're gonna make mistakes, okay? Just keep on moving forward, all right? You could only do so much, right? If you could get someone on board to help you, then do so. But it's really saying, have faith in your process. That's what I'm getting here. And maybe there's some forgiveness with other people that you need to go through, like a friend, or maybe people like that you feel were criticizing or giving you too much advice. So those people are how they are. They've came to this point in their life to give that opinion or advice based on whatever they went through. So please just let go of others' opinions. Don't personalize them too much and take them in. And just see that you're on your own path and everyone has their own path and you're gonna eventually just you're gonna be living your own life. No one's gonna be walking in your shoes but you. Okay, so I really hope you learned something from this reading. Feel free to comment, guys, and I wish you all the best moving forward. So, Happy New Year, anyone. Bye bye now.